this morning. It is February. Anybody out there dragging Brody along for the morning show? Let's take a ride on this internet superhighway here this morning. How's it go? It's your host, the Bro, here on the morning show. Little coffee this morning. Let's have a sip. MTG Gaming Bob is in the house. How you doing, brother man? Nice to see you here today. Make way. It's Monday. It's a fun day. It's all right. It's all right. We can do it. It's not going to be so bad. It's just like a full week to go. We love it. We're ready to face the world. All you spirits out there hanging around in the universe, dropping in on the channel. In humanoid form, leave a comment in the comment section below. Hope you folks can hang out with me here this morning. We're going to be here just past the hour this morning doing a little bit of magic stocks and magic talks for you folks. I hope you had a good weekend. MTG Gaming Bob's in the house. Good morning, Bob. How you doing, buddy? Just a little off camera here. We're just going to we're doing some filming over the weekend, so a little bit of there's some technical issues happening. Let me just get back to ground zero here before the week starts. And with stuff on repeat, walk into a bar. Who do you think gets there first? You know it. Morning, folks. It's Brody. Happy here to be here with you. We're going to do a little bit of magic stocks. Oh, yeah. Everything's just... Brody doesn't fit quite right here this morning. Give me a second while I adjust my lens. Man alive. Hope you had a fun weekend. Really cold out. Everybody was that I talked to was trying to stay indoors for the duration of the weekend. It was getting pretty cold there. I gotta say, enough is enough. It's fine. It's fine. Let me just make this just a touch bigger for us folks here this morning on the show. Thanks for joining. We're going to need a little sip of coffee here this morning. We really are. How are you doing there, Mr. Gaming Bob? Happy to have you with us here today. It's February 6th. It's 2023. We're waiting another week till the Hasbro fourth quarter earnings come out. So that's coming up in just about 10 days from now. Hope to hear from you folks regarding a little bit of news in the market. Why don't we warm up here? Let's review a couple of magic cards this morning. Let's couple of AI generated magic cards here for you folks today. Before we hit the stock desk, talk less, act more. Brody, what's the score? Head over to the Robo Rosewater site. Let's take a look at this one. We're rating some cards here this morning. We're just going to give it pretty much a pass or fail. Real simple. It's going to be yay or a nay. Let's get the chat working. Doing fine on a Monday. Hey, Bob. Thanks, buddy. I'm doing pretty fine for a Monday. What do we got here? Let's just take a look. Glass of ideas. Glass of ideas, eh? I like it. Let's just make the chat just a little smaller while we get into some of these AI generated magic cards. What do you think of this one? Glass of ideas costs a green and 1. Okay. And what else does it say? It's a sorcery. Okay. Is the glass half full here this morning or what? Let's check out this glass of ideas. Each opponent may search their library for an artifact card and put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Each opponent. We don't get to do it. Just our opponents do. I mean, this seems OP for your opponents. This seems good if you're an opponent. It seems really bad if you're us. Like, ugh, man. Like, can they give us something that we're gonna get? We're gonna get the benefit of. Like, why they gotta do us like that? That's really bad. Each opponent gets an artifact straight onto the battlefield. What do you think of this card? Holy smokes! Search your library for an artifact, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle. For 2 mana, an artifact tutor. It's got a brain and where's Ed? Where's Ed the dual brain? I gotta ask him about this card. This card seems OP. Terrible card, right? I'm gonna fail it. Oh, let's get it out of here. All right. Bob says fail it. We don't need none of that here this morning. Let's give it a double buzzer. Make sure the buzzer's working good. Oh yeah, buzzer's working nice this morning. Let's get it out of here. What else we got? Glass of ideas? We don't want a glass of ideas. No, we want Spuzz it. Spuzz it. Morning, Spuzz it. Spuzzite? 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 Is it French? I don't know. This is a black card. All right, it's 1 black and 2 for Spuzz it. Cost us 3 mana for this Spuzz it. Okay, what do we got? What does it say? It says instant destroy target non-frog creature. Aww. Why do we gotta hate the? Why do we have to hate on the non-frogs? Spuzz it. This seems okay for black removal. Destroy target non-frog creature. Great name, great art. I agree. A decent flavor in the house. It's not a bad card. Let's give it a pass. We like Spuzz it. Spuzz it. It's removable. It's in black. Seems fine. Looks like he's wearing a birthday hat. Perhaps. Brings us to this one. Percant. Percant? Percant. Percent. I don't know. You tell me, is it percant or percent? One blue and 2. Okay, for percent or percant, you draw 2 cards at instant speed, then discard 2 cards. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn if it doesn't have the same name as one or more creatures. Hmm. Draw 2, then discard. Target creature gets -1/-1 if it doesn't have the same name as one or more creatures. All right. Seems fine. The -1/-1 is kind of nice on an instant in blue with card draw, like a cantrip. A cantrip that gives -1/-1 counters. I think it's okay. A cantrip. I think we need another blue cantrip. Bob, do we need another blue cantrip? This is great, right? This is great. I agree. I gotta agree with you here. The -1/-1 on a cantrip's kind of good. You can kill something if it doesn't have the same name as one or more creature on the battlefield. If it's a loner, it's out of here. Let's give it a pass. Get it in the deck. Shuffle this proxy. It seems fine. What are you guys up to here this morning? Where you got Brody hanging from the dash, dangling from the rear view mirror? If you got me on the dash of the car, maybe we're hanging out next to the coffee pot with you. But we got this card. We're rating some of these AI generated magic cards. The Rashid Champion. Wow, 1 mana 3/3. See, it doesn't even get it. 1 mana 2/1s are not even a thing anymore. Now we have a 1 mana 3/3, and it has first strike plus text. Let's get into this card. It's a Wrap Manticore. It's a. I gotta give me a second, would you, please? This is out of hand. Hold on a second. I gotta have a little sip of coffee. This is too much. The Mrashid champion. Have you read this? All right, Ragavan. Hold on to your treasure tokens. This Mrashid champion, it wrap Manticore for 1 white. You get a 3/3 first strike. Whenever you draw a card, instead pay a blue and 1. Okay, they put a downside in it. Instead, all right, it's got a downside. Instead, pay a blue and 1. I don't know if they can make it work like that. Like if you have mana available, it would be better in red. It's too expensive, right? But if you had mana available and you had to pay it, this would be bad, right? Oh, it's bad, eh? It's bad. It's got a downside though. This reminds me of a Visions print or like it's got like it's got it's got Runaway or something on it, right? Jeez, this is terrible, Bob. I don't know. Okay, let's fail it. Let's get it out of here. We won't play it. I mean, it could just be a bad common though, right? Like, I could see it being a card, except like you don't. It's just chaff. Crested Enforcer. All right, Merfolk Knight. Let's look at this card here. Morning, folks. It's Brody. It's February 6th. We're doing some review of the AI Kazoo. Some AI generated magic cards for you folks. I think we are out of sync. Oh no. Are we out of sync? Oh, the better red comment was about a blue card. Oh, okay. Well, I I'm just getting the chat going here, my man. But it would have been better in red, I guess. I don't know. Do you think the Manticore would also be better in red? That's sort of I kind of thought, but I mean, look at the card. Let's go on. It's fine. It's fine. We're just out of sync on the comments. It's totally fine. Let's have a sip of coffee. We'll get over it. It'll be fine. We got the Cresty Enforcer. It's not no mana cost on it, okay? So it's got to be a token. Got to be a 2/2 Merfolk Knight token. Crested Enforcer, morph 1. So you can morph this over for 1. What's the casting cost in Crested Enforcer? It doesn't have one. It's got to be a token. It's got to be like it's got to be something that makes a Crested Enforcer token or a Merfolk Knight token. There's going to be another card that works with it because you're right, it has no mana cost. Why? Why doesn't it have a mana cost? Because it should. It should, but it taps for double black, which seems kind of interesting. You get a 2/2, so there's got to be another card that goes with the Crested Enforcer. We got to make a few assumptions here, unfortunately. Well, okay, Bob, let me know. Barring all assumptions, like let's say there is a card, the next card, let's just say the next card we look at is going to say oh, Brody's heading downstairs here this morning. Let's just imagine the next card we see is going to say, create a Merfolk Knight token named Crested Enforcer. Like, then can we pass it? Or on its own, it sucks? Kind of needs something to go with it. All right. Let's fail it. Get it out of here. I think we need something else to go with it. It's not exactly playable on its own. It seems as though we can't cast it. Crested Enforcer, that's okay because we can always run down to the Sond Doljor. We can run down to the Sond Doljor at the Sean Venny Fanny market. The Sean Venny Fen. It's not a 7-Eleven. It's a Sean Venny Fen. The Sean Venny Fen supermarket at the Sond Doljor. This one's got an interesting art on it. It's a good grocery store here. Okay, what do you think of this, Bob? This is nuts. This is so. It should be a land, right? But it's not. It's not a land, but it could be. Sond Doljor, the blue artifact. It's 1 blue and 4. You pay 2, tap it, and sacrifice Son Doljor. Search your library for a put you control dies, create a 7-Eleven. It makes you the 7-Eleven. Huh? 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 Yeah. It makes the 7-Eleven. The Shawnee V Fen makes the 7-Eleven. No? No? It's kind of cute, eh? Richie Dubs. You shopping at the Sean Venny Fen this morning? Son Doljor, AI generated magic card. What do you think? The gibberish, unfortunately, it doesn't do it. DJ Brody Alphonse in the house. Yeah, buddy. Did you guys enjoy that? Hit me a like button if you don't mind. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. It lets YouTube know that we don't smell. The Sean Venny Fen. It's got the Son Doljor. Unfortunately, this card, man, has got gibberish on it. Can't pass it. It's no bueno. Can't pass this card. Let's get it out of here. Richie Dubs in the house. How you doing, buddy? Okay, let's run. Okay, even though it makes the 7-Eleven at the Sean Venny Fen, try harder. If it said, sack this and put a 7-Eleven creature into play, I mean, then it would kind of be on flavor with the art that we have. But nevertheless, as much as I want that card to be good, it's not, sadly. Main barring. It's like a planty kind of a brain looking thing growing on a pedestal. Main barring, 2-mana artifact. What you think, boys? Do you want to get you some main barring? I'll trade you. I got a main board main barring. Huh? 2 mana, taps for 1 and tap it, you get a green. It's good in Green Commander. Come on. Pay 1, sacrifice main barring, draw a card. Pay 3, tap it, sacrifice main barring, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. It's got blink on a colorless card. You can blink for 5. 2 colorless to cast it, 3 to activate it. You can sack it to draw a card. You can use it to make green. Seems like a fine card. What do you think? I think we could almost love it. We could almost take it home. Put it in the collection. Put a sleeve on it. Double sleeve this one. Main barring. It's AI. Be careful. Seems like a great card. I'm going to pass it. No issues with this here. Main barring, it seems good. It's not overpowered. It's not overcosted. It's utility in green, but it's the other 2 that are good. If you want another way, I think all the blink decks would probably run it. Anything with green. And let's just enjoy this forest here. Look at this. Wow. There's a little pink sort of a spot there. It looks like something's nesting, and the water looks really, man, it looks really green. I hope that's safe. I hope there isn't like toxic sludge. Yeah, there wouldn't be. Otherwise, the forest probably wouldn't be surviving. But yeah, what do you think of this forest art? It seems okay. Mana barring. Yeah, buddy. We can have some mana barring. It's fine. I like the forest too. Generally, we just give these a pass unless you guys see anything overtly wrong with them. I think they're okay. What do you think? Can we give this one a pass? Or we give the forest a pass? I like it. Let's add the chat here. Folks, we'll probably pass it. Why not? Let's do it. Let's bring up the chat for you folks. Good morning, Richie Dubs. It's Brody in the house. We got MTG Gaming Bob here. We're just checking out a little bit of AI generated magic cards here for you folks this morning. All right, there we go. Let's pass it. Usually I just give the lands a pass. I haven't had one that was like, like a land that didn't make sense. So that's decent. Bob, you're so small this morning. I can hardly see your comment. I think we're out of sync. It's fine. I got you. Back in sync here today. Forrest is a good, decent card. Mishra the Marshal. Whoa. What do we got here? Mishra the Marshal? This is some kind of a card. Legendary Planeswalker Rhino. What have we got here? It's black, 5 mana, 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Holy, hold on to your hats, Mike. Our super backers in the house. How you doing?
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
Let's check out this card. Let's rate this magic card. This one, Rhino Monk, legendary Planeswalker. 2 black and 2 for Mishra the Marshal. It's Rhino Monk. Okay, it's 5 loyalty. The +1 on it. Okay, up to 1 target artifact or creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of counters on it. So it's got to target something like a walking ballista would get -X until end of turn, where X is the number of counters on it, would just kill it. Or a Hydra that had a bunch of counters on it, or anything that had counters on it, it would just get -X. Okay, that seems legit. -3. Return up to 1 target creature card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Boom, just -3, straight up reanimate. Bang. Okay, that seems legit too. Seems just fine. No issues there. Second -3 ability here. Okay, Mishra the Marshal deals 3 damage to target opponent or planeswalker, and you gain 5. That seems good. Okay too. Nothing schlabber. Oh, let's have a sip of coffee. We're almost on the road to passing this card and celebrating, but you think we can get the last one without too much ado? Okay, the -6. So you gotta up it once at least to hit this one. The ulti. The ulti on this sucker. Mishra the Marshal says you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell that's both black and green, Mishra the Marshal has. When Mishra the Marshal leaves the battlefield, you may have Mishra the Marshal enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell that's both black and green, Mishra the Marshal has. When Mishra the Marshal leaves the battlefield, you may have Mishra the Marshal enter as a copy of a creature you control. It checks out. So, like, you get it. This is really bad, mind you. It's bad. Mishra encased in bovine. What do you think? Like, you gotta ulti the planeswalker so that you get this conditional ability to cast a black and green spell. Has to be both. And then if Mishra the Marshal happens to leave the battlefield that turn, it can come back as a copy of target creature you control. Is that any good? Seems situationally bad. The other two seem okay, but it for 4 mana of what do you think, folks? Is it good enough? Can we pass this? Gaming Bob, what do you think? Morning time capsule. Oh, it's a rhino. It's totally a rhino. Yes, it's odd. Mishra the Marshal, man, that's tight. I think we got to pass it. Except like I'm not gonna. I want to see the next Mishra Monk Rhino Planeswalker coming out. Mishra Unicorns Mage. It's a Rhino. It's kind of off. The last bit. Okay, let's fail it. We're not doing an ulti. We're not gonna ulti. We want a better. We want a better ulti. We want something that we're gonna want to do. Because right now why all it does is kill walking ballista and anything with counters on it. It reanimates though, but we got no ulti, no worthwhile ulti. There's gonna be way better 4 mana planeswalkers. All right, Solar God, good morning, folks. Let's check this Arcanist Cramper. Oh my gosh, I hate to say it, but this Cramper has he's hunched over. You can tell he's ate something bad. It's what do you think of this? Okay, the Archons Arcanist Cramper. It's a 1/3. Power and toughness, human cleric. Cost a white. And 2, it's got protection from players. Pro players. This seems okay. Seems fine. It's got protection from players. You know, creatures could still hit it, but you can't target it. Ooh, I like. Give me a comment in the comment section below if you want to give me a thumbs up on this or what. Barrel House. John's from the Barrel House in the morning. Here in the morning. How you doing, John? Happy to have you here on board. Where are you headed today? I like the art. Me too. Let's give this a pass. The Arcanist Cramper. This sucker. I don't know. There's nothing in the art suggesting like food poisoning or anything. A bit of a beard on this one. So short legs too. Odd. Knees look to be about just above the ankles. Very strange. Look, I do like the art though. It's got a bit of a tunic on it. Pro players, I like it. Lots of good stuff here in the human. It can activate your party. Can turn on your party mechanic, right? Nizrosi trailer. Oh no, what do we got here? Okay, Nizrosi trailer, a 1/2, cost you a green. 1 green for this 1/2. It doesn't have a creature type. I wish it did. It's like a ball of ooze digging maybe some fungus, digging a hole in the earth there. Nizrosi trailer. Play 2 black, sacrifice a land, create a token that's a copy of target artifact. Doesn't seem too bad in the uncommon slot. All right, all right. What do you folks think? I would give this a pass. Seems okay to me. 2 black though. The 1/2, yeah, 2 black, 1 green for a 1/2 seems okay with an upside. Sack a land, create a token that's a copy of an artifact. You got a bowl of Citadel. I got a bowl of Citadel. You got a Sol Ring, I got a Sol Ring. Actually, that's pretty good. If you want to pay 2 black, sack a land to make a Sol Ring, you know, that's upgrading. I'd play it. I think it's okay. Even certain mana rocks, right? Don't dig in the yard. This guy, right? Uh this guy. The Cramper has a ring light, hey? I guess so, right? My wife left, I swear. Don't dig in the yard. OMG. All right, well, let's give this a pass. It seems okay. What do you think, Richie Dubs? Nice Rosy trailer. Any more? Basic Mountain looks fine. Hey, all right. Morning, Coach is here. Coach is in the house. Morning, Coach. Happy to have you along for the ride. Hit the like button if you don't mind. Share the video. The I don't want to be a Magic player no more. Can you share that one out if you guys don't mind? Like share it to sharing is caring. That one seemed to people seem to like that one. So give me a hand and share that one maybe somewhere with a friend. That would really be much appreciated. Looks like what do you think of this? The Cramper ate Taco Bell. The friggin' Cramper. He's cramping up. I like the mountain. No issues here. Would have liked to see maybe some hobbitses scaling the side of the mountain, heading their way up. And that brings us to Responge from Discovery. We hit this card last week. We did. This brings us back to like where we left off last week. It's 1 red and 1. Response from Discovery says whenever a player casts a spell, counter it unless that player pays X, where X is its mana value. So this makes you pay twice for everything, and it might be okay because it'll shut down a lot of decks in red, maybe. You tagged me in a video. Thanks, Richie Dubs. Morning, folks. It's February February. Where does this rue come from that everybody's talking about? February? Is that how you say it? You write it down, the rue? Where's this rue? February. I don't know. Don't trust it. Whatever happened to February? February. No, where's this rue? I don't know. What about you? It's February 6th. I'm Brody. We're hanging out at the stock desk. We're going to take a look at the stock price of Hasbro stock. It's Monday. Oh, Monday. Let's check the stock price of Hasbro right now. We're sitting at a clean $63.25 paw. It's up a little bit since the last time we checked. It was down a little bit. Oh, yeah, see, but now we're just sort of trending down. We're going to check the prices of Magic cards. I have to take a look over on the Twitter feed to see if there is absolutely any action in the metagame, Legacy, Vintage. That's sort of where I go, is check top 8, but we're waiting for the fourth quarter earnings of Hasbro to drop, and we might even want to see the first quarter of this year before not too long, because this stock is going to be punished. I have a feeling it's going to be rather punished. Some people are quitting. Lots of people decided, I don't want to be Magic player no more. They've sold their cards. They're giving up on it. You know, except for you folks, the fans of Magic the Gathering, the amazing viewers who like tuning in. This is where we're going to roll it all together. If you don't like chasing and tracking the prices of Magic cards, let me do it for you. We're checking it each and every day here over at the stock desk. I'm Brody. We're going to do the movers and the shakers list today. Why don't we do that here with you folks? The pick of the week last week was Solemnia. We saw Malira and a bunch of stuff surrounding poison counters, including leeches, moving to the top of many lists, but the Solemnity card seemed to be bought out just quietly. And if you were sleeping on that, I hope you ended up at least getting yourself a copy from your local gaming store. Hasbro at an 8-year low. Has low. Let's see. Let's go on the 10-year chart, right? Maximum. 10-year chart. Let's see. 8-year low. 8 years would be us back to 2024, 2023, 2020, 2015. So let's go back to 2015. 2015. Yes, that would be an 8-year low. That's too bad. You should play CR every Wednesday. Commander Raids every Wednesday in February. It's February, guys. You know it, right? It's February. Pronouns Wednesday. Is there a possibility Hasbro is going to sell WotC? I don't know. Like, what are we supposed to do here, right? They basically, we're sitting ducks here. There's not a lot we can do until the shareholders decide. The big kids, as I like to say, the big kids. We're going to let the big kids decide. But in the meantime, here's the hill we're ready to stake our claim on. Okay? Let's hit the movers and the shakers list this morning. Anybody want to take a pick here? Ah.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
What are we going to do? All list, standard. What's moving here this morning? Richie, do you want to pick a lane for us? Maybe Gaming Bob. What do we want to see this morning, Gaming Bob? We're going to run a list of movers and the shakers list here this morning. What do we got? Oh, I should check the stock desk. I should. Let's check the stock desk for a quick second, see if they got any articles for us. It's Monday. If these folks, I mean, what are they doing all weekend? We're playing Magic. They should be writing cards for us. Here we go. We did it again. We did it. Ah, we're ahead of the game. We got movers weekly winners here from February 2nd from Arjun. Here's an article. It's a little bit behind, but who cares? We'll read it anyway. A couple of cards that we've been talking about for the last week. Malira, and this card's busting War Elemental. How about that? Exactly 1 week for Exia All Will Be One release on paper. Unsurprisingly, it's the main reason for cards moving. The set's fun new cards are providing a powerful impact and the benefits in multiple formats. Number 1 on the list is a War Elemental this morning. $3.99, up 198%. Ow! Here is a rare card from Miriton that didn't expect to see a price spike. For triple red, you get a mirror 1/1 that sticks around as long as opponents deal damage. Oh, the All Will Be One card is just going to make stuff busted, right? It's going to be busted. Busty with anything that puts counters on stuff. It can grow whenever opponent is dealt damage. It can grow quickly, and since you get to put 1/1 counter on it each and every time it's dealt damage. Whenever War Elemental comes into play, sacrifice unless opponent was dealt damage this turn. Whenever damage is dealt to an opponent, put that many 1/1 counters on War Elemental. This thing is going to get big. Combine this with an Ozlith or anything that can move counters around. Maybe the Proliferate mechanic. All Will Be One, and any of the insane red cards that we're talking about, like Quest for Pure Frame. This card's too powerful now. Because we talked about Quest for Pure Flame, it went up because of the preview from All Will Be One. We're seeing War Elemental spiking the exact same reason and the exact same combo. And combo is the name of the game with All Will Be One, the namesake card. If it gets it on the battlefield with the War Elemental, all you need is a source to deal damage to one of your opponents. And once you do, you get to put one or more counters on War Elemental. This will trigger All Will Be One, and it'll do that much damage to your opponent. In turn, is going to trigger the Elemental again and go infinite to kill not just one, but all of your opponents. As you can see, it works really well with Quest for Pure Flame. Also, the Red Terror. This is Red Terror, this Tyrannid. Advanced species. Whenever a red source deals damage to one or more permanents or players, put a 1/1 counter on the Red Terror. But there are obviously more options like Talon of Pain, this artifact for 4 mana that says whenever a source you control other than Talon of Pain deals damage to an opponent, put a charge counter on Talon of Pain. X tap it, remove X charge counters from Talon of Pain, and it deals X damage to target creature or player. It just spikes people, gets counters, and you throw them at people. This is getting to be insane. Night Dealings, another card in black. Whenever a source controls deals damage to another player, put that many theft counters on Night Dealings. From Kamigawa. 2 black and 2, remove X theft counters from Night Dealings. Search your library for a non-land card with converting mana cost X. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Remove X theft counters on Night Dealings. Search your library for card with converted mana cost X. So you just get to Night Dealings. You put counters on, you get to go get stuff as you remove those counters equal to the mana cost. But both cards have barely moved in price. Night Dealings is not the same color as All Will Be One, which is this card. Are they going to ban this card? Are they just going to ban this, or what's getting banned? Just tell me now, because this should fit right in there. Right? OMG. How long is it going to last? A week? 2 weeks? Is it going to go infinite? Who knows? I do like a little discussion on some of these. But this card here, Malira. This is a card Murray Cooper brought up 2 weeks ago on the channel. He goes, how is Malira doing one morning? It was $5 or $8. Well, it's doubled in price and then some. And like the card people were looking at is the Leeches card, which is great, but we only have so many tools to deal with all these counters that are going to be going around. One is this card, Malira, the Sylvok Outcast. She's up 107%. Why not? to $15, and it's never been that high. It really hasn't. We called this card a few weeks ago, thanks to Murray and a couple of folks here discussing it. And I don't have a copy of it. I wish I did, but if you're sitting on it, just keep it. It's good tech and it's going to become popular. In case you haven't heard of that, poison counters are a thing. This is why Malira is going up. And for that exact reason, we have leeches moving to $18. Where's the Twiddler? Another card off the bottom 10. Leeches is a fun card, but now it's actually expensive. It is now the most expensive homelands card in the set. Dethroning Didgeridoo. Can you believe it? It's up a bunch, 14, 18 bucks. So good for anybody who was paying attention to the bottom 10, picked up a copy of this reserve list card. One of the only things we have to deal with all these poison counters. The other one that we have is Solemnity, although it's not a reserve list. Malira is a rare from 2011 New Phyrexia, and she's been reprinted since. It sees a little bit of commander play. It combos with Phyrexian Unlife, as well as decks that revolve around Persist, like the Woodfall Primus. The 6/6 Trampoline for 8 mana that whenever it comes into play, you destroy a non-creature permanent with Persist. The Primus and the Elkcasts all together make us a repeatable sacrifice outlet. You can destroy any number of non-creature permanents. While Malira's 15 bucks, I feel like it's still undervalued. We couldn't say it again and again. Love it. This is a little bit of what we call a market confirmation. You know, you see, have a hunch, and when you see things move, it can eat your lunch, folks. Do you like tracking the prices of Magic cards? Let me do it for you. The third card on this list, up 73% this week, is Artificer Class, a class card from Commander Legends Baldur's Gate that we find in the Draconic Descent pre-constructed deck. It's a pre-con card, Saga class. Okay, let's check it out. It's going to be a beast in EDH. Yeah, you're not kidding. That card is a beast. I still think Tyvar can be a beast. Right? Artificer Class says the card's been popular in Commander decks for some time, especially gotten some extra love since the Brothers' War because this artifact-centric theme. The card has not seen a reprint yet, and steadily coming up in the last couple of weeks. It's 1 blue and 1. The first activation says the first artifact spell you cast each turn costs 1 less. Then you can level it up. When this class becomes level 2, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an artifact. Put that card into your hand. And the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay, so you get to look at the top. Oh, reveal until you reveal an artifact. That's pretty good. You just get to keep going. You get to go deep until you get that artifact. And if it's the only one, you get to get it, right? And then level 3 says at the beginning of your end step, create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control. Not too pretty bad. Not too pretty bad. Coach, the rare planeswalker from all will be one. Yes. Reasons this thing keeps going up is yet another card from Phyrexia, all will be one. Actually, it's the Urtet Remnant Memnarch. This mirror guy that everybody's talking about, the first mirror commander making waves 2 weeks ago, okay? It was leaked. This card's been leaked, and now we're going to have mirror support and mirror on the wall going crazy, including the Mycosynth Golem and anything that has artifact creature synergy. It's got all 5 mana colors on it. So this is going to be making waves, at least for a little while, and some other cards that revolve around mirrors, since it's many mirrors cards, and all we need to do is fill up the 100th spot in some way. The Artificer class makes sense to include it in many of these decks. It makes your first artifact spell cost 1 less, and you can go get an artifact out of your deck and make copies of it. It seems pretty reasonable. Urtet, 3 mana for a 2/2. When you cast a mirror, create a 1/1 mirror. At the beginning of combat, you untap all your mirrors, and a Wooburg, you get to tap and put 3 1/1 counters on each mirror you control. Holy smokes, activate this only once each turn. Cards worth mentioning here this week on Monday. Affeto Alchemist from Onslaught Block. It's up $8 here. It's up $8 and a couple of clucks. Here we go. You can tap it to unpack an artifact or creature. It's one of these untapped cards. It's a bonus card this week. It's an older card from Onslaught. It's gone up to the $8 mark, and foilers are fetching $50. $50 bill for a foil. Not a $49, not a $50 bill. This card has not seen a reprint yet, so you can untap a creature or an artifact with it. It already sees some play in Commander using Ravika Wizard Savant, the 2 damage wizard, for its theme, or Ixidor Reality Sculptor for its morph abilities. Turn target face down, creature face up. There's a new card from All Will Be One that combos with it. Unctus Grand Metatect. You can tap the Affeto Alchemist targeting itself to untap it again, meaning you get to tap and untap this wizard unlimited amount of times. Unctus ability gives Affeto Alchemist the ability to loot, draw, and discard whenever it becomes tapped, meaning you get to loot and untap unlimited amount of times and dig through your entire deck. From there, you should be able to dig whatever win condition you need, or Thassa's Oracle, or any one of the most prominent I win the game spells that come to mind. Other creatures you control have tap. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard. Artifact creatures you control get 1/1. The Phyrexian Vidalkin is a 2/4, costing you 2 blue and 1. It's also got this handy ability that says until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other types. So you get to activate that for a blue or 1 Phyrexian mana. But mind yourself about that Phyrexian mana. Don't get any of it on you, because then you'll end up getting completed. It won't end the way you think it's going to end. It's going to be actually pretty bad. Who are watching here this morning, folks? It's nice to see. Can you give me a little? Let me. I might as well do this. Anybody want to do a little AI generated magic cards here this morning? Movers and the shakers list. What are we gonna run for a list here this morning, Bob? What do you want to see? We're gonna be on just past half the hour. We're gonna run the list. What do we got? Movers and the shakers list here, Coach. Let us know. The all list, the mod. It's Monday. We got to do modern, right? Isn't that how it works? It's modern Monday. Are you folks going to modern Monday? Get your deck sleeved up. Grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move you. Grab a stick, put it in your mouth. The taste is gonna move you when you get to the local gaming store. Terrible, right? Don't quit your day job, Brody. All right, let's see here. Modern Monday. If you are heading to the local game store for Modern today, bring your deck, get ready to play. If you can't, bring a friend to Brody's. We're topping out the list, the movers and the shakers this morning. Number 1 on the list is Endurance, a green card. And this card's been seeing play in Legacy, I believe. It's up 3%. Holy smokes, Modern Horizons 2. What are you going to do when this card comes for you? It's up to $39. And $39.30. I got to move this chart back because it's aggressively just staying up there. Standard. Bob wants standard. Takesies, backsies. Bob wants standard. Is there standard? There's no standard list. I'm sorry. There's a standard list. Boom. Let's do it. Takesies, backsies. On the stacksies. Bob wants standard. Let's do it. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you for tuning in. We're gonna just switch here. It's modern. It's standard Monday. Standard Monday. Wandering Emperor. These are a little cheaper cards, but this one's $22 from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. The Flash Planeswalker costs you These are interesting. 2 white and 2 to flash in a Planeswalker. If it entered this turn, you may activate her loyal abilities as though you could activate an instant. Put 1/1 counters on up to one target creature. It gains its first strike. -1, you can get a 2/2 white samurai, and then the -2, you can exile a tapped creature. You gain 2 life. That seems okay. So it's got removal at flash speed on a planeswalker. Not bad. Kamigawa, the Neon Dynasty. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I turned the sun on this morning. Not that. We're just taking a look at the Wandering Emperor. Good morning. Hanging out with the folks here. Deck's using it. Azorius Control. Pioneer, standard, mono white mid. Let's look at the standard deck. There's a mono white mid range deck. And then there's Esper mid range. There's Mardu mid range, Esper mid range, and Azorius Control. It's all mid range decks. We got all the mid range you could ask for. Let's check the Mardu. Mono white. Mono white. White weenies. Why not? Right? This is a precursor to one of my upcoming videos. Wedding announcement. Ambitious farmhand. What are we doing here? And the Spirited Companion. A Cathar, seasoned Cathar. One white mid range in standard. Scott's 13th place, 6-2 with this deck. $246. I think this Planeswalker, this Wandering Emperor, probably the most expensive card in here. It is. Kamigawa, good hit. Bob's classic quote on the AI on Cardboard Conversations: being able to find 15 pictures of a monkey with his finger in a naughty spot. Oh no. uh, Jeez. I missed Cardboard Conversations yesterday. Look at another Planeswalker, number 2 on the list, doing standard this morning. Arlen, the Pack's Hope. The monkey art never ceases to amaze me in Magic, right? There's all kinds of good memes out there. Meme decks we can build. Arlen, the Pax Hope, Daybound, Nightbound, Planeswalker. This one's $6. What happens when a Planeswalker turns Nightbound? Well, it pluses for a red, +2s for a red and a green, and then it can 0 to become a 5/5 werewolf with creature with indestructible trample and haste. Till end of turn, you may cast creature spells as though they had flash. Each creature you control enters the battlefield with an extra 1/1 counter on it, and create down to 3 is create 2 wolf creature tokens. I like to build wolf tribal. This might be another way to do it. The Garuk is a great way to do it, wolf tribal, but the Arlen of Pax Hope, she seems great addition to a wolf tribal deck. Even though this is a standard card, I can't see why we wouldn't be playing it in Wolves Commander. Yeah, sure, why not? And then Explorers even go. Girl Boat. What's this boat deck? I want to see the Gruul boat deck. Where's the boat? There's got to be Azika's Chariot, the Sovereign Sky Ship. That's the boat. The Okron War. So it's the boat. The Gruul boat mid-range deck using the Sovereign Sky Ship. I love it. Why not? Arlen the Moon's Fury, $6 out of the Midnight Hunt. There wasn't a ton of value out of that set, but if you happen to open it, this might be something that would at least give you some decent value out of the deck. The Cultivator Colossus is actually worth some money. $16 for this sucker out of the Innistrad Crimson Vow. The Plant Beast. I guess there had to be one that allowed us to get it done. The Plant Mander. Starstar Trampoly Boy. Cultivator Colossus power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. When Cultivator Colossus enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you do, draw a card and repeat this process. Wow. When it enters, you get to put a land, the battlefield tap. If you do, draw a card and you put another land. Neaters, it lets you ramp. It's 8 mana. How else are you going to get it out there? It's got the Black Blade effect on it. It gets star, so however many lands you can have, it'll ramp itself if you let it. Amulet Titan is playing it? No way. OMG in Modern. Modern Titan is playing this. Like, why? They just couldn't find something else other than. How is it Titan? Is it play the Titan? Does it cut Titan? Does it just play one of them? Creatures. 4 prime times, 1 cultivator. Why not? OMG. Okay. And then you get to untap lands with Amulet. It makes perfect sense now. OMG. Expedition Mat, Bajuka Box, Summoner's Pact, Explore, all the Asuzas you can. Asuzas? And the Dryads, enchantment creatures that allow you to put extra lands on the battlefield. No wonder this card's worth $16. Cultivator Colossus. I mean, it's not only played in Modern, it's decent in Commander. How about it? Number 3 off the top. Not a bad choice this morning, Bob. I'm glad we didn't overlook Standard, With all the sadness around Stand Mander. Deathcap Glade, another Crimson Vow. These lands from Crimson Vow actually turned out pretty good. The check lands, they are worth picking up. They are actually worth opening. And then a Johnny Sleeper Agent. What do we got going on here? A Planeswalker, the completed one from Dominaria United. Yeah, he's got the goo on him. He got hit with some of that slime, right? Now he's completed. $3 for a Johnny. I knew it. I knew it. Johnny was just Johnny no goo. Johnny's let us down. He's been completed. Where do we go from here? Storyline wise, give it time. Give it time. All right, you can cast him with some Phyrexian mana. You can. He's a 3 mana 4 loyalty planeswalker. His +1 reveals the top card, and if it's a creature or planeswalker, you get to get in your hand. Otherwise, it goes on the bottom. -3 distribute 3/1/1 counters on target creatures. They gain vigilance until end of turn, and -6 says if you get an emblem whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. Just another reason to run Solemnity, okay? I don't know what to say. This is going to take a while for this to all blow over. I'm like, what's going to get banned here, right? Okay. Let's see. Johnny's Atraxa, of course. Atraxa's playing it. Selesnya Angels, like it's beautiful in Pioneer deck. Ren and Seri, the Inseparable. Pretty neat. What else we got? Vanquish the Horde? That's not a bad card. 7 off the top. Vanquish the Horde. $4.32. Up a couple of. This has got to be removal, right? This is a board wipe. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. So you could get a wipe for 2. Essentially, destroy all creatures. This is a good card. I should pick this up. If you haven't already, Vanquish the Horde seems like a decent card. Board white for 2. You can play it in Commander. Where else is it played? Standard. Mono white mid-range. Again, the mid-range deck is playing it. Vanquish the Horde. Good board wipe. There's plenty available. $3. As a fellow who didn't open very much Midnight Hunt, tried to stay away from it, this is a card that maybe I will consider getting a copy of. Standard. Vanquish the Horde. Giada, the Font of Hope. A lot of good white cards on the list here this morning. Holy smokes. No wonder mono white mid-range is so popular. $3 for Giada from Streets of New Capenna. Giada has been hanging out on the streets of New Capenna. The Flying Vigilance Angel says each other angel you control enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter for each angel you already control. And she herself is an angel as well. So it begins to trigger immediately. You can tap it to tap for white, to spend it only to cast angel spells. This seems really good. It's like a 2/2 Flying Vigilance. It's really good. taps for mana. It's a mana dork for angels. I like it. If you're building angel tribal, this seems viable. It seems like something you would definitely want to put in the deck. Selesnya Angels is playing it in Pioneer. Probably a playset. How many do they run? Yes, Giada Font of Hope is seen here in the Angels deck. First place 4-0 is Selesnya Angels. So this is a modern online Pioneer online preliminary online qualifier. So this is a decent build, and it's also worth mentioning it's pushing the price of this Resplendent Angel up really high. Resplendent Angel is a card that's really high up on the buy list right now. It's expensive. It's worth trading a copy of this. I was going through my collection to see if I have any M19 Resplendent Angels. It's $40 from Core 19. That's a pretty dang good hit. I would be buy listing one or two of these as well, waiting for prices to come down. We're just running the movers and the shakers list here over the standard desk here. Plaza of Heroes, another great. Oh, this is the land from Dominaria United. $6, 682. Let's check it out. Taps for colorless. Tap, add a mana of any color, spend it to cast a legendary spell. Tap, add a mana of any color among legendary permanents you control. So it's kind of got that Mox Amber's sort of feel to it on a land, but it's a plasma. 3, exile Plasma Heroes. Target legendary gains hexproof and indestructible. This is great in Commander, right? Why wouldn't you want to run this? It protects your Commander. It taps to make mana for your Commander. It adds one of any mana in your Commander's identity. Plaza of Heroes, I think it's like a command tower on steroids because it also like gives your commander hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. If you can recur it with any way to get lands back from the graveyard, the Crucible of Worlds effect. This thing looks awesome for $6. What a good card. Like it would be sleeping here on the standard list if I dust my eyes didn't see it. Straight to commander with you, I tell you. Decks using it. Okay, standard decks using it, Azorius Soldiers, and the Esper midrange. Other than that, it's Commander. I want to take a look at the Esper midrange deck just to see who the Commander is. Oh, no, wait. This is supposed to be Commander deck, but it's standard deck. Esper midrange. That's right. I want to see what Commander they're running over here. What's this guy? Who's this guy? Iodon? No. Oh, Shieldred, Rafine, the Scheming Fairy Vanel. This fella here. Denick, Pious Apprentice. So pious, this 3/3 lifelinker, humanly soldiery. Cards and graveyards can't be the target of spells of ability and disturb. Prime 406. Thanks for showing the support over at the channel, brother man. Good morning to you, Mr. Good Sir. I say good morning to you. Prime 406 in the house. Prime 406 Games. Thanks for joining the Patreon. Anybody who has joined the Patreon, thanks Prime 406, another patron in the house. Thank you so much. I appreciate you helping us chug along on the channel one day at a time, getting there, filling that square, and doing the show. Let's go. We're doing the movers and the shakers list here, Prime. We got one more to go, and it's this card right here. You know it's $3.85. Wrong meme. Let's do this. Let's do this meme.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
For you guys off to this morning, I hope you got Brody with you here. This one with the multiverse, I opened this card and I was like, okay, I lumped it in sort of with Seagate Restoration, Omniscience, and a couple other cards. I'm like, this card's too expensive to even be played. But now I'm starting to have second thoughts. Let's take a look, see if there's any decks using it. One with the multiverse, this massive enchantment. It's huge enchantment from the Brothers War. It's 8 mana. Holy smokes, let's talk about it. What do you get for 8 mana in the multiverse? Well, 2 blue and 6, you may look at the top card of your library at any time. So you get to Citadel, like Bolus, in blue. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Wow. And once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. So the difference between this and the Bolas's Citadel is that, like, the Citadel, you can look at it at any time. You can play cards off the top, but you can also pay life instead of their mana cost. This allows you to pay mana for spells off the top, but once each turn you can cast one off the top without paying its mana cost. I have a copy of it here somewhere. I go, ooh, this could be good, but let's wait. I'm not too sure how we're getting it onto the battlefield, because at least with Bolas's Citadel, we know we're probably going to reanimate it, tinker for it. We're going to Goblin Welder it out of the graveyard or something like that. So I'm still exploring a little bit of tech and how we're going to become one with the multiverse. But it's got awesome art on it. It's a namesake card. It's got Urza on there. Looks like he's like holding the staff of. It's an awesome card. Narset, the Enlightened Master, Glimpse combo, using it. How are they getting it into play? Glimpse of Tomorrow. Shuffle all permanents you own into your library. Then reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put all non-aura permanent cards revealed this way onto the battlefield. Then do the same for aura cards. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Is it an aura? Does it count as an aura? It must count as an aura. Glimpse of Tomorrow. Suspend 3 for 2 red. Yeah, it's got to. Are we just flipping this onto the battlefield? Probably. Glimpse of Tomorrow combo, glimpse combo. Yeah, that's the way we're doing it. They're just flipping it onto the battlefield. We have no we have no interest in casting this. Of course we don't. We're glimpsing it into to tomorrow, and then the next thing you know, we're one with the multiverse. Of course we are. It's a thing of beauty, you know. Getting to be one with the multiverse. I don't know how Urza does it. Must be a lot of work. It's been a neat day. Monday. It's Monday. It's a fun day. It's February 6th. I appreciate you folks for joining me again here today on the channel, each and every day, Monday through Friday. Might have to get going here soon. I can hear the sirens outside. They're coming for us. Look out. I was going to tell you guys a joke about a pizza, but it's a little cheesy, so I'm going to elect to do something instead. I'll tell you guys how to make a fake noodle. It's an impasta. Richie Dubs, Prime 406, MTG Gaming Bob. Coach, thanks for coming to my games. I really appreciate you folks coming in. I can hear the sirens outside. It must have been the coffee that reported a mugging to the police. And they're here to take us all away and on for the rest of our day. Anybody else I missed in the chat, thanks a lot for joining us. If you just want to hang out, Solar God, it's good to be here. Time Capsule, John from the Barrel House, Michael Superbacker. Appreciate you all for joining us this morning. And just have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Be kind, please rewind. We'll talk to you again. Bye. Let's read some super chats here. made a pencil with 2 erasers, but it was pointless. Is Hasbro at an 8-year low? You bet. It seems pretty low. I don't know, like, what... I guess let's take another look at that, hey, coach? 8-year low, that'd be 2015. So, yeah, it hasn't... Well, it was this little low, if we go with the exception of 2020, November, due to the collapse. But yeah, other than that, we're going back to 2015. Yeah, 8-year low. Pretty much on an 8-year low. Like, what are we a pasta do, eh? I knew a joke about a pasta. I thought I'd do a joke about a pasta. I like the art time capsule, especially on some of those AI cards. They are decent art, right? Thanks for joining us, John, over from the Barrel House. I'll have to check over your site again just to see if there's anything new over there. Don't light the place on fire, please. Save some of that fine nectar for the rest of us. Morning, Solar God. And Michael Superbacker, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you for joining us again. It's really great having you here. Main barring. Yeah, a couple of good cards this morning. Hey, Bob. I really think we got a couple of good ones, actually. Today is more than usual. The 7-Eleven. I need a Slurpee, right? I want a Slurpee from the 7-Eleven card. Yes, sir. Great name, terrible, or great name, great art. Terrible card. So close. Crested Enforcer. We have to keep our eye out for a token deck making the Crested Enforcer. I want to know how to get it. All right, that's it for me, folks. Enjoy your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Talk to you tomorrow.